On behalf of ICAI, it's a proud moment to welcome everyone for the investors pitch session. I hope you all have thoroughly felt the energy and the amazing atmosphere at Startup Sphere. So this event is one of the showcase events of ICAI, and as you see with modern times, our economy, everything, the action shifting and startups being a major thrust area, not only for new ventures, but innovation, technology, and all other things. So ICI bring partners of growth in India, partners in nation building, who else better than us to transit in this sphere as well. So in that light, our committee chairman, Sri Dheeraj Khandelwal, it's his initiative, his brainchild, and ably supported by the council members. I would like to add few things here. So Dheeraj Khandelwalji's tenure had many landmark and path-breaking events, startups being first. So 2018, we were one of the first few forums to host something called a Shark Tank, which was something called a Shark Tank at that time. And now the situation is we cannot use the term Shark Tank, so we have to name it as Investors Tank. And trust me, so we are part-timers in this committee, and he is a full-timer. And from last more than 2 months and last 15 days precisely, morning, evening, everything is sleeping, drinking, startups only. So who better than him to take this forward and start the session? May I invite Sri Dheeraj Khandelwal.
Good afternoon to everyone. My President Aniket Talati, my Vice President Ranjit Agrawal, my Vice Chairman Raj Chawlaji, my council colleague Sanjeev Singhal, my council colleague Rajendra Kumar, and all coordinator, and as well as all investors from the VC fund and other areas. I think it's an amazing concept with the help of all of you. It's happening because this event is pitching is for the investors, and if not be here, this can be possible. And I'm happy that more than 60 or to 70 people been registered for the investor pitching. And I'm thankful for the Amit, and Ritesh and Garima for helping this to be a truly event where about more than 44 pitches been finalized out of 220. So I'm saying 220 pitches been finalized. We had a meeting last Monday and Tuesday, 2 days continuously, and we selected 44. How it's difficult, how to reject the startup that's not coming. So we selected 44 for the investors. I hope that all the investors are present over here will give the due credits to the all startup, will understand them, and thereafter also. I hope that you will interact them and inform us how much the investments are happening, because we have generally seen that in the last in 2018, the same kind of meeting had been conducted at Grand Hyatt, where about 50 pitches was there, and we hardly came out what was the result. So now we wanted to know the results are happening because the institute is spending money and for the startup. So startup, those are participating, please let us know how much you are getting benefit from out of this institute efforts. And I'm sure about it, it's not happening, then we continuously going to mentor you. We continuously going to handhold you for this such kind of investor funding. We have the investors. All the investors are be in touch. We have the WhatsApp group also. We'll definitely get you funding if your startup are fundable. I'm saying that if your startup is fundable, I think it shows that about 7 or 10 people who has selected you. Definitely it's a fundable, and I hope that it's going to be great interactive session, and each startup will going to be given the 7 to 8 minutes time. So you have to finish in 3 to 4 minutes your presentation, and then the question answer there. I know that a lot of stalwarts from Jaipur, I think Mahavir Sharma, Tai, head of the Rajasthan, and every people from the Amit, Bikram, a lot of people I can see over here. People are there from industry, and some of the people might be in the hall. So I think I can see all nameplates over here, but they were just reaching. We have already intimated that. I'm sorry for having late startup because we have the continuous lineup press conference and other things, so I'm really apologized for this particular delay. So I'm thankful for coming, thankful for each and everyone for coming in this particular investor pitching. Thank you very much.
Carrying forward the spirit of his message and stressing some more things. So like any platform which evolves over a time, so this initiative by our institute will also evolve. So you may find some pitches not up to the mark because you are veterans of your trade, if I may say. So in that light, our expectation would be, yes, your questions and some encouragement to the startups will help. And trust me, we are making, as I said, that this is a signature event of ICAI. So next year also, next to next year also, this is going to be a continuation. So whatever shortfalls we feel here, we'll be more than happy to take your feedback and improvise over it. Thank you. Now may I invite Honorable Vice President Ranjit Kumar Agrawal ji to address us. Thank you.
Very respected our president, very young, innovative president, Aniket Talati. The person behind entire show, the chairman of this committee, Dheeraj Khandelwal and Raj Chawla, council colleagues Sanjeev Bhai and Rajendra Kumar ji, and all the very, very respected startup, investor, venture capitalist, and angel fund, all this. Good afternoon to all of you. I welcome all of you on this institute platform where first time this kind of event we are having. And you all are sharks and we are the eagle. Our emblem is eagle. So then our shark and eagle joined together. A lot of investments are bound to happen. And as your role is more important in the country like India, where we are the third largest startup ecosystem in the world. And we are the fifth largest economy. So with the help of you people, India can very soon become the third largest economy of the world. And the institute always strive towards bringing the growth and development of this economy. And that's why the chartered accountants across the country are giving their services as an accountant, as a CFO, CEO in corporate world also, how this growth momentum can continue in this country like India, and the kind of interest you have shown on this platform of the institute, spearheaded by Dheeraj Khandelwal, it's very, very praiseworthy. And my compliment to all of you, and hope this journey of the growth of the country through this platform will continue with your and our participation, so this country can grow in the years to come. Thank you very much for coming and participating. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice President, sir. As he said, we also firmly believe that we are the fraternity which will be the right handholders, and gradually many things will mature in the whole startup ecosystem in India. And we are there on the journey. Now may I invite our young, and I may not use the word dynamite right forum, young and dynamic president of our institute, Sri Aniket Talati, to address us, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a matter of immense pleasure for me to be in your midst this afternoon as you begin what is being called the startup pitches. The Honorable Vice President of the Institute very rightly said that the Institute's emblem is that of the Garuda, the eagle. And the eagle has some phenomenal qualities, as you will all realize. It's not just known for its wonderful vision and foresight, that from the sky it can look at the prey and then with perfect vision stoop down and take it. But there's also one very important aspect of the eagle, and that is when it rains or there is a storm. And you have enough of it in Mumbai, I know, because the monsoon has begun and you're going to have a lot of it for the next 2 months. All other birds will find a nest and will try and go and seek shelter. This is the only bird which, when it rains or there is storm, transcends the clouds, goes beyond them. I think that is one aspect and one quality that chartered accountants possess. That is, whenever there is challenge, whenever there is threat, we find opportunity in it and then try and make sure that how do we excel at it. I must therefore compliment the two eagles that we have here, the two persons who are responsible for this event, Dheeraj Khandelwal ji in particular, and of course his Vice Chairman Raj Chawla ji. I think this kind of event was probably unimaginable at the Institute level a few years ago, and because of their dedicated efforts, this has become possible. I also recognize the presence of 3 of my colleagues in the Central Council, Rajendra Kumarji, Sanjeev Singalji, and Piyush Chajarji. I was asked, why is this entire event called the Startup Sphere? And the only reason is that we not only have sessions or technical updates which are happening on startups, where speakers are coming and talking about the important aspects of startups, but we have the entire ecosystem of startups coming here. We have them exhibiting, we have them pitching, and of course we will have them networking in various programs. We also have the most important ingredients of the startup ecosystem, all of you investors who make this dream of entrepreneurs possible, and therefore I cannot but thank each one of you for sparing your valuable time and looking at these pitches, because all the startups which are coming here are looking at investments and looking at the capital from you to make sure that their dream, their ideation can turn into a reality. And I think as the institute, we can only be a facilitator. We can only be somebody who can provide a platform, and then finally it is up to each one to make sure that they realize their true potential. But as you rightly mentioned, chartered accountants are a very important ingredient in the entire ecosystem. A company gets incorporated, gets registered as a startup, maybe decides on the cap table, decides on the form of equity to be raised, what should be the corporate governance, the compliances that are required. All of them are ensured by chartered accountants. And today, I am more delighted because I have had the opportunity over the past few hours to meet with chartered accountant entrepreneurs. So we are not only restricted to our role as consultants, as auditors, but today we have chartered accountants who have their own startups, have their own unicorns. And I think this is truly a sign which augurs very, very well for our profession. I'll only say this, that Shark Tank was mentioned by the moderator for the session and also by Dheeraj Bhai, that it was a term that we use. But I personally find it very alien to India. Not because majority of our people who are sitting here are vegetarian, and therefore imagining yourself to be a shark and eating another animal may not be a sight that is too pleasant for all of you, but also the fact that I think the Indian culture and the Indian ecosystem and the Indian ethos don't allow us to think like sharks. And therefore I say you are all very important farmers who are cultivating the crop, who are going to now ensure that these ideas in the form of germination of seeds that have happened, they get the right kind of resources in the form of not just water or fertilizer, but also the right kind of sunlight and exposure, which will ensure that they all grow up and develop into larger startups. And to all those startups who are participating, always remember that, yes, where you were and whenever you get the opportunity, try and see that you become mentors to future entrepreneurs, future startups, because I think this is a moment which is a chain reaction. And once we have begun this from 400 odd startups to 90,000 today, I think the India's dream can only be completed if all of us put in our efforts to see that we have the best startup ecosystem in the world. We not only claim to be the highest digital transaction industry in the world, but we also have everything that is going today digital. When income tax is now faceless, when the GST portal runs through a network, when the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, and today we had a meeting with them, incorporation in this country happens online, when all compliances are going online, I think we have a unique opportunity to make an impact in this digital India. And that's where I'm thankful to all the supporters of this conference in the form of Startup India or Digital India, who have all partnered with ICI to make this event happen. I wish all the startups who raise funds here all the very best. And for those who are not able to, I'm sure you will have more opportunities. But thanks once again to this committee led by Dheeraj Bhai and Raj Chawla ji for giving this platform. And I am sure, as you rightly mentioned, Ritesh ji, the Vice President is here and he's going to decide on the plan of activities next year. And we have other council members who may take the mantle going forward. This moment which has begun in Mumbai, I think it is just the start, and we should have this every year to celebrate the entire ecosystem of startups and, of course, the role that chartered accountants play in this entire startup sphere. I once again welcome all of you to this historic event and thank you from the bottom of my heart for your participation. Thank you.
Thank you, President sir. You can start. Yeah. So Ms. Garima, my colleague, will help us with rules of the game and then we'll start.
So good afternoon to all. I'll just quickly describe the format of the pitches to you. So we've given 8 minutes to every founder. The first 3 minutes would be the founder pitch, wherein he'd be describing his entire pitch deck, followed by 4 minutes of Q&A session with a 1 minute of buffer time, and another minute as the layover time. So we have a buzzer here. The buzzer would buzz once when 30 seconds are left, and buzz twice means the time is running out. So we request the founder pitches to be careful about that. And we will start with the pitches. Okay, so we'll start with Fatak Pay, Mr. Abhishek Gandhi.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Abhishek Gandhi, and I represent FatakPay, one of the co-founders of the company. FatakPay is a financial wellness platform for the masses. All of us understand the challenges and the opportunity that lie. A lot of India's population lack verifiable data, have low relationship value for a lot of banks and NBFCs to consider them. There's a huge collection challenge, especially if the population is spread out across multiple geographies. And obviously, there's a high CAC in terms of getting these people onto a reasonable, product line. What we do here is we basically use a B2B2C approach. So we primarily work in an anchor-led model. And through the employer, we basically offer this as a financial wellness platform to all their employees. Basically, this gives them access to not just credit, but savings, investment, insurance, mutual funds, and the entire spectrum of financial products and services. This is what I was saying. So how it helps the employers, basically it helps them reduce their working capital. So for a lot of these employees, their employers is the first port of call for any kind of advance salary, prepaid expense requirement. So it basically helps them relieve their working capital from these kind of usage, reduce their HR bandwidth occupied in these circumstances, and also help them improve retention. Basically, we also provide a lot of engagement use cases with the employer. We have bundled HRMS services with the product to help them, engage their employee more effectively. Basically, our first product works, similar to a monthly credit line, which is, they get anywhere between 2,000 to 20,000 rupees. And we have, enabled UPI-based payments so they can actually use this as a Google Pay or Paytm, just that the credit gets loaded by us and they're effectively able to use it even for a chai or a vada pav. Through the end of the month, whatever is outstanding gets repaid, typically in a DAS mode, which is deduction at source, so deducted from the salary, and gets repaid to us. Based on their usage, we are also enabling EMI-based, loans, larger ticket size loans, as I mentioned, provide them access to multiple products and services. Essentially, what we've done so far, we've started 2 years back, 1.5 years back, sorry, and launched the product 1 year back. In the last 1 year, we've onboarded 60 plus large corporates with an underlying base of 1.2 million employees. We're live with multiple partnerships. We have more than 40,000 transacting customers on the platform right now. We've raised 2 rounds of funding so far. We're looking to raise another 3 to 5 million. We have also received an in-principle approval for our own NBFC license and have multiple rewards and recognition.
Got 15 seconds left.
Yeah, so that's about it. And basically, from the team perspective, I am Abhishek Gandhi, CFA, MBA engineer. My co-founders are Amit Lodha, also an MBA with 20 plus years of corporate banking experience. Amit Goel, who also happens to be a CA, Ajit in IIT Bombay, BTech, MTech from IIT Bombay. So that's my team. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from the investor?
Yeah, how much are you disbursing on a monthly basis?
So we're disbursing close to 7 to 8 crores per month.
And is there a recourse on the corporate?
So no. So for the corporates, a zero cost, zero liability program. In the worst case scenario, if the person absconds or is no longer associated with the company, we do direct collections.
And how much would be that percentage of people defaulting or going above 30 DPD?
So currently our 30 DPD is around 4 odd percent, and this is also because there's a level of integration that's required from the corporate. We ensure that there are multiple cycles that kind of smoothen out and play out through the time.
Got it, thank you.
So our first product is a monthly product. So basically it's a 30 to 40 days revolving facility. More or less, yeah. So not an NPA as such, because this is just a delayed payment. A lot of times corporates may also delay the payment. But
Salary generally doesn't get delayed, that's why I'm asking.
no. So we have a process where they do the deductions, but they may make the payment to us later. So all of this is an integrated process.
So let me ask you this way, your product is similar to Jupiter,
Similar, yeah.
more or less similar?
Yeah.
And what's your APR?
So APR, we basically try, and since this is a lower income segment product, so it is not basically catering to the higher income segment, our APR generally is around 30 odd percent.
And what's your name? Let me put it that way, what's your name? What's your name? Net interest margin.
NIM is about 8%.
And what's your operating cost?
So currently, obviously, we are not, we're not breaking even, but on a unit positive level, we are, unit positive.
What's your AUM right now?
AUM is about 8 to 9 crores.
And you are disbursing from any other NBFC, because you're yet to.
Correct. So we have 3 to 4 multiple NBFC partnerships.
And with them, we have an FLDG arrangement also?
Yeah.
How much is that?
So currently, it's about 10 to 15% of FLDG.
15%.
Any other questions? We've still got 2 minutes left. Abhishek, do you want to tell the investor something more about your product?
So I think, basically the idea is that this product essentially provides us a behavioral understanding of the customer. Since the customer uses this product on a day-to-day basis, we have integrated bill payments, so he can do a mobile recharge or electricity bill payment right from the app. And the idea is that the person is using this product for day-to-day expenses, through which we build the profile and the history of the customer. And once we have that, it enables us to cross-sell, upsell multiple products and services, like we have started with EMI now, and multiple other products in the pipeline.
On basis, what's your losses?
So currently, as I mentioned, there are about, if you look at 180 plus, it's less than 0.5% or so. 90 plus is about 1.5% or so.
And how much is your LGD?
Sorry, LGD?
Recovery.
Sorry, recovery, so everything else basically gets recovered, right?
How much you are asking?
So we're looking to raise about 2 to 3 million right now.
Valuation?
So expected valuation is about 100 crores,
And your tech is all in-house?
all in-house.
We are only compliant with KYC norms?
Absolutely.
Okay. So thank you, Abhishek. We'll start with the next batch.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. So we'll move on to the next batch. That's from Monexo, Ashish Bubna.
So, and my name is Ashish Bubna. Good evening, friends. I'm Ashish Bubna. I'm representing Monexo, which is a peer-to-peer lending borrowing platform. I'm sure everybody now knows what is a peer-to-peer lending borrowing platform. So we match lenders and borrowers on our platform. Credit is essential, but it eludes 90% of the population. So this is the problem that we are solving. Without mass credit penetration at the bottom of the pyramid, our dreams of becoming a $5 trillion economy cannot be achieved. On the other hand, the investors are looking at higher returns, inflation-beating returns, tax-friendly returns, and which should be non-volatile. Investing in equity, gives you same kind of return, but it is very volatile and it has a long-term trend. But here you can invest and earn regular monthly income. So what is our platform proposition? So here investors beat inflation, earn monthly passive income, and the volatility is lesser than equity or any other investment product. And the borrowers here can get access to credit from regulatory entities. They will not be in the debt trap from local money lenders, and they can take short-term personal loans, which we call sachet loans, which is sub 50,000, in ticket size, and they can build a good credit score and affordable credit. Nano loans are also called sachet loans, which is a huge market in India and which needs to be addressed. So, coming to the team, we are 3 chartered accountants having individually 30 plus years of experience in banking and finance, and collectively we have 100 plus years of experience. Other than that, we have a CTO, Mr. Mathu. We have a credit policy head, who is Mr. Anindya Chaudhary, and Himanshu Pandey for performance marketing, and Abhinav Rege for product and communications. I'm sure we have built a great team, and we have already found our sweet spot since we are working for the last 5 years. We just stopped, at the time of COVID and looked around. After COVID, we started again. We built a good technology platform, and we are now fully mobile app based and looking forward to grow. So what is the USP of this platform? So basically we save borrowers from the debt trap of local money lenders, and we save investors can get to do a NBFC business sitting at their home without taking any NBFC license, and all the services all the activities which are required to be done in an NBFC company is being done by us.
Your 3 minutes are up. We have to open for Q&A. Anybody, any questions?
So can I?
Yeah, you can continue with the pitch in that case.
So our journey this far is, we last year disbursed around 60 crore rupees, and we have grown on disbursement side by 50%, and our revenue has grown from 3.83 crores to 6.15 crores last year, which has grown at 80%. Number of registered investors have grown phenomenally 12 times, and registered borrowers have grown by 4 times. Now we are looking at the new generation Gen Z, who are now coming directly to our app, downloading it and starting investing. There are borrowers also from colleges, from salaried people are also borrowing from us. So we don't have to do any marketing, we don't have to do anything, but they are just coming and downloading our app and experiencing it.
I have 2 questions. First, what's your segment of product? Quantum wise, what may purchase of, I think you said student loan, retail loan, and what?
Yeah. So as of
And what's your AUM?
So as of today, we have a 70 crore rupee outstanding. And we do 3-4 types of loans as of now. First is social impact loan, where we lend to rural women. JLG, yes. The second product is ZAP Money, where we lend to students living in college hostels. We also lend to salaried employees who are drawing salary from starting from 15,000 to 45,000 rupees. We extend them 1 to 2 months of credit, and the ticket size is, this is the ticket size, and the tenure is 3 to 6 months.
What's the quantum of each breakup that you said? JLG, how much percentage and what's the APR in that?
So Zap Money has been launched in April itself, and we have just started it in the beta phase. Zap Money has a outstanding of around 3 to 4 crore rupees. Rest of the all is social impact loan. So we can break our Monexo journey in 2 parts. First is pre-COVID and the second is post-COVID. Pre-COVID, we were only doing personal loans to salaried employees, and we saw a little delinquency during COVID period, which was actually very low as per our expectations. And over a period of last 3 years, we have collected almost all the money which we had, which were outstanding during the COVID period. After COVID, we started Monexo 2.0, where we changed our technology and our product. Now we have reduced our ticket size and the tenure.
My question, what's your APR first? What's your delinquency in each thing? Second, and what data that you collect at a time of onboarding of the customer?
Yeah. So the APR is ranging between 18 to 36%. Today, the delinquency in Monexo 2.0 is almost 0.03% because our outstanding book is only to social impact loans.
It's a cash, because JLG is mostly in cash.
Yeah, so we do all the social impact loan through banking correspondent partnerships with registered MFIs. We take over their branches in rural areas, and whatever borrowers originate from those branches are being funded by our platform.
So you only do the funding, rest all the management is done by the MFI.
Yeah, so we have our own systems in place, procedures in place to check the MFIs, how they are working in our branches. But the borrowers are onboarded on Monexo platform. The money is disbursed directly to the borrowers, and we are only reporting to the
MFI is a service provider or not? That's what I just want to understand.
MFI is a banking correspondent for us. So we have used all the products which are being offered by India Stack today, and we are fully digital, and we are leveraging technology to the hilt. So we are raising $2 million, and we are looking to grow our investor base. Where we need to raise this round, we need to set up pan-India sales team to create awareness and onboard investors on the B2B, B2C model. This will require major outlay of funds, which is included in marketing and people.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Ashish
you.
Gupta. The next pitch.
Hello everyone, myself Jignesh Patel, founder and CEO of Jivika Healthcare. In 2019, we started our journey with our first venture, Vaccine on Wheels, wherein we are incubated at IIT Hyderabad, wherein IIT Hyderabad has 5% stake in our organization as the incubation partner. And importantly, in 2019, we also won Global Grant Challenge from Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and won 70 lakh rupees as the seed funding support in the form of grant, which has helped us to do the pilot implementation of Vaccine on Wheels and Kickstart. So we are basically a one-stop vaccination service provider, and we started well in advance in 2019, which has helped us to scale our services in the course of time when the COVID vaccination came, and that also helped us to showcase the power of operational excellence in the form of asset-light model, with which we could generate revenue of more than 40 crore in the span of, you can say, last 4 years, and at the same time generated EBITDA of 12 crore for the year of 21-22, while expanding into more than 5 states at the same time, launching our services in nitty-gritties in partnership with government as well as corporates. So over a period of time, we have evolved our vaccine on wheels model with 5 iterations. So last financial year, we iterated for the 5th time. As we all know, in 6 months, we have to iterate and understand and understand. And based on that, now we are at a stage where we understand the industry very well. So in India, there are 2 service providers when it comes to vaccination for the children. One is government, who is providing 9 vaccine preventable diseases with around 25 doses of vaccines, wherein private service providers like pediatricians are providing 19 vaccines. So there are difference of 7 vaccine preventable diseases. If you can just list it, just check it out. Chickenpox, hepatitis A, influenza, like 6 diseases are not covered by government. And the population size is huge, as almost 70% of the yearly 2.5 crore children जो बच्चे पैदा हो रहे हैं उनका vaccination government करते हैं. So if you talk about under the age of 9 years, then the size is almost 200 million. And to solve this problem, we have come up with a unique model where we are giving a franchisee of vaccine on wheels in the form of Jivika Sampurna Tikakaran Yojana to general practitioners who are running their own clinic. So in a vicinity of 0.5 kilometer radius, we have captured and given our clinic partnership to one exclusive clinicians basically. And with that, in a pilot implementation, which has been showcased a very good success within the Pune city, where if you can see the entire half of the Pune city has been captured with our clinic network. And that's how we have been basically captured and partnered with 100 clinics. This is how our clinic partner looks like. They are running their own clinic. They are not providing vaccination, but with now our branding, they are providing vaccination services with us, wherein entire thing is taken care by us. Vaccine procurement, vaccine cold chain, vaccinators are ours to maintain the standardized process. And in term, the entire branding promotions is also done. If you can see, so far we have done good awareness programs by creating push effect. Now we are onboarding Marathi actress. Most of the people you might be aware about it, Alka Kubal, and now we are starting our journey as a brand promotional perspective to create a pull effect, and that's how we are going to focus on B2C based revenue.
Yeah. Any questions? Any questions from the investor, from the team? Okay, I think you can continue.
What is the relation between this and the cancer bit? In the cancer thing that you are doing? Yes, we are also doing chemo at home, which is a sister holding company of Jivika Healthcare. So that is separately over there. We are looking for seed funding. Over Jivika Healthcare, we are looking forward for pre-series A round funding. And so whatever we are doing, be it vaccine on wheels or healthcare on wheels or chemo at home, we are taking services away from hospital near the community and solving a meaningful unsolved problem, which is currently not solved by healthcare ecosystem. So basically, we thought of it and we consulted a couple of, you can say, advisors. So as all the current models like vaccine on wheels and healthcare on wheels, they are preventive healthcare. And chemo at home is absolutely into treatment oriented. So they suggested that to, considering from the initial few years of risk mitigations, it is better to have 2 separate entities. So currently, on an average, we are generating around, you can say, 2 lakh rupees of revenue so far. But now, as we have onboarded brand ambassador, so next month we are going to go live with the promotions, and we are expecting around 25 lakh rupees of MRR average for the current financial year. So for every city with the population size of around 30 lakh, we will be giving around 150 franchises. So for example, if it is Mumbai city, then maybe around the franchisee would be in the tune of around, you can say, 1,500. So in next 2 years, we are expanding our services to 10 cities. And almost 4 are the metro cities. So almost we will be in the range of around 3,000 to 4,000 of franchisee clinics.
Yeah. Here. Can you tell me about what has been your trend in terms of monthly vaccinations or how many babies you have vaccinated? First year, how many babies on an average till now? So we get to know the growth there.
So basically, during the COVID pandemic, our model has little bit pivoted towards B2B or B2G model, where COVID vaccination was there and B2C was not functional because people were not having paying capacity and was not available. And last financial year, we again revamped the whole model to franchisee-like model. And last 2 to 3 months, our revenue is in the tune of around 1 lakh rupees. And on an average, we have already onboarded 75 subscription. So subscription is basically a monthly EMI-based revenue. The ticket size for one child is around 21,000 after giving discount to the people who are taking vaccination from government. And the monthly EMI is around 1920 rupees. So 75 children have been onboarded, and now every month, since last you can say every week we are getting 10 to 15 new subscriptions without onboarding the brand ambassador. So this number will go, and in next 2 to 3 months we are expecting the monthly revenue would be more than 2,000. So basically, there is no liability or obligations from the clinic partner because everything we are giving free to them, including the branding, the vaccinator support, and monthly or twice or thrice of vaccination camps. So in a way, they are getting support free of cost from us, not just vaccination, transactional revenue sharing, but they are also getting additional footfall because of our branding and promotions activity. So now we started getting inquiries from the doctors that they want to onboard and work with us.
What was your EBITDA in 22-23?
22-23, it was -1 CR.
Okay, thank you.
Because we reinvested into Chemo at Home and Healthcare on Wheels new innovations.
Sure.
Hi, this is Santosh here. Recently, we heard some news that even the doctors had given some expired, vaccination to the children. So, in that case, how equipped, even the doctors are doing these mistakes, so how equipped your team and would be, in providing these services?
So that's where the hub and spoke model is coming into picture, and the entire system is designed in such a way where we are procuring vaccines on monthly basis directly from the manufacturer or from the distributor. So the fresh stock and everything is taken care. So all the compliances are being taken care.
That's it. Thank you, Jignesh.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You can connect with the investors one-on-one.
Oh, okay. Is there any way to get the internet? Or maybe I'll start if you can figure that out in parallel. Yeah, do that. Okay, I think it's there. I'll just open the video. Where is the pitch? Sorry about that. I think video was essential for us to show what we are building. So good afternoon, everyone. This is Manish, founder at Flow Mobility. At Flow Mobility, so we heard about fintech pitches, and then there's a healthcare pitches. So let me welcome you to the world of deep tech, autonomous navigation. So world over, industries are struggling with availability of labor. Construction, hospitality, agriculture, there are a host of vehicles and equipments which are used across industries, which have a dependency on someone to drive it so that the machine can execute the task. When we hear about autonomous navigation, generally we think about autonomous cars and trucks, but we feel that these industries, warehousing, mining, construction, agriculture, are the ones which will accept autonomous navigation first. And this is a much, much larger industry as compared to cars. Cars, 65 million units are sold every year versus 150 million units of such vehicles are sold every year. And they are, the environment is conducive, they are ready for adopting autonomous navigation because the environment is less variable, the objects are very, very certain, and hence the impact that autonomous navigation can have in these industries is much bigger and much sooner than autonomous cars. But today there's no platform which exists today which OEMs can take to enable autonomous navigation into their systems. The existing platforms are expensive, compute heavy, and mostly tuned towards car. And that's the gap that we intend to fulfill with our offering. We call it FlowNav. It's an autonomous navigation system where we have a kit containing multiple sensors, which sits on the top of a vehicle, integrates with the drivetrain, and makes it run by itself, makes it driverless. I'll quickly show you a video for you to visualize how the tech looks like. So this is a video of our product running on a lawnmower, which is once mapped, it will go and execute the grass cutting completely by itself without any human intervention. If somebody comes in the way, it will stop. Another deployment we have done is on a power tiller, which is used for tilling in farmlands, and another one for sprayer. So multiple POCs we have done, and finally we have narrowed down on 2 use cases, landscaping with lawn mowers and construction with material movement. So I'll go back to the pitch. So just going some more details into the product, the part of it is AI, which is the core AI algorithm for perception and navigation, and then there is a hardware interface with the underlying vehicle. We are one of the most affordable stacks across the globe. Nobody has been able to offer autonomy at this price point. We are also a camera-first, camera-based autonomy. If you know about autonomous navigation, people use LiDARs, which is a very expensive sensor. We are one of the very few companies globally who are working on camera-based or a vision-based autonomy. And there are some other places where we have significant differentiation from other people who are building similar platforms. We have a couple of patents, the work that we have done to use inexpensive sensors and cameras to actually perceive the environment, what is happening around. We have filed patents for that. We launched a few months ago, got some customers. GMR Hyderabad Airport is one of our customers. Nambiar Builders, Nurture Farm, which is a subsidiary of UPL, is one of our customers. So early traction, early revenue, and now we are looking for funding to scale up the operations. This is the team. I'm the founder and CEO. This is my third startup. Before this, I was running a EdTech venture, which was acquired by Reliance Jio in 2018. I was working with Jio for a couple of years, and then 2020, I started Flow Mobility. My co-founder, Mohan, has been working in deep tech for the last 10 years. He's the brain behind the product that we are building. AR, VR, game engines is what his forte. And then we have other members in the team.
We'll open for Q&A. Any questions from the investors?
So maybe I'll just end with the snapshot of our journey. Started 1.5 years ago. First year was more in establishing the feasibility of the tech. Is it really possible to make technology in these type of environments at the price point that we want to make? And is there a market for it? By December 21, we had raised our, we launched our MVP. We started doing POCs. That is when we raised a pre-seed round 400K from investors like Devex, Bloom Ventures, and Venture Garage. By October, we started commercializing our tech, and as of March, we had around 15 customers with a revenue of around $50K. Plan now is to scale this up to 5,000 units in next 2 years, and after that will be a real growth. In next 2 years from there, we'll be able to hit 50,000, 100,000 vehicles. Some validation we got from the industry. We won first prize from ZF Group, which is a tier 1 OEM supplier, part of some accelerators, ML Elevate from AWS, Nescom Deep Tech Club. Recently became part of Telangana AI Mission. Some media coverage we got.
Could you give me a comparison of your kind of machine, regular machine cost, your machine's cost, running, operating and capex both, and vis-a-vis a human being doing whatever, the grass cutting or whatever? What is the differential? How much money is saved other than man hours? Or is it more expensive?
No, absolutely. It is basically the entire, so generally, let me take an example. Let's
Is
say
there a use case in India with labor being so cheap? That's the reason why.
So eventually we have markets outside India also, but let me first address India market where we have started deploying. So on an average, somebody who has a 5-acre property would be spending anything between 40 to 50,000 rupees per month, including machine as well as the human labor. With this technology, right? And we actually offer it on a service model. We actually don't charge upfront for the machine. We charge anything between 20 to 25,000 rupees for the same property, which is almost 50% saving. And not just cost. There's a huge impact on quality. The quality of cut that comes from the machine, because machine doesn't have fatigue, machine doesn't have inconsistencies in the quality, right? So there's a better quality cut which comes in. The time taken is less, and then you end up spending 50% of what you're spending today, right? A similar use case for construction where we have deployed our machines. Almost 1:8 is the ratio where the work that 8 people are doing is being done by machine, and we offer it on a monthly subscription, 35 to 40,000 rupees per month per unit.
I know, but unit economics for you will not work because one farm will be in Pune, one will be in Bhopal. You know, how you have to have a large volume for your model to work and run in India.
Not really. So let's see how it is happening today. See, it's not something that just because our machines are available, somebody is doing this. People are already, there are facility management companies who already have this network where they are going and servicing these locations that we are talking about. So there's already a network. What we are saying is that network has a dependency. Same machines is where we'll go and put our kit and start operating them. There's efficiency for everyone. You can achieve more with the same manpower that you have. So it's not really finding a customer, it's more of getting into the existing use case and then proving the cost efficiency and the time efficiency. So it's a CCD, the valuation is not decided yet. We'll generally do it through a CCD, and largely we'll be using this to launch the product in US and Europe, which is where the real bigger acceptance of the technology is much better there in those markets. So 1.2 billion is what you're looking to raise through CCD. So see, we are not making the machine from scratch. There are already OEMs who are making these machines. The entire supply chain from sourcing, manufacturing, as well as servicing after sales is all set. It's not that we are making a machine from scratch. We are putting our kit on top of existing machine. Think about cars, like when GPS came in first time. People had cars and they were putting GPS as the additional accessory on top of it and then paying monthly recurring subscription for GPS, right? If you can take that analogy, that is how it would work. We are not going to create our own machine and then creating our own network. That's not how this is going to work. This is a platform. Generally, if you see the success stories in autonomous navigation is all platforms, right? Waymo from Google, it's a platform which is actually going on cars which are built by GM or Toyota or Honda, right? So there are OEMs who are making the machines and there are autonomous navigation companies and sensor companies who are putting their kit on top of this to deliver ADAS as well as autonomous navigation. So that is how it would work. So the construction version, where we have built a material movement, that can be used. So basically what happens is the chassis remains same, the integration remains same, the implements change. So for example, let's say if you want to till the land or if you want to prepare the land, then instead of a blade cutting, which is cutting the grass, we have to put an implement which can move or till the land, right? So the implement has to be added on top of it. The base chassis as well as the autonomous navigation, perception, sensors, everything remains same. So you have to pick use case by use case. These are the two large use cases that we have found till now. Agriculture again is a big use case that we would get into eventually. So we can add implements, we can add more capabilities to the machine.
Thank you, Manish. Thank you for the presentation.
Thanks a lot.
So the next, thank you, Manish. Thank you for the presentation.
Thanks a lot.
So the next
rooftop. We are an art tech startup. We'll just start in a minute.
sound?
You know you could. Yes, so we are a two-year-old brand, and imagine what we do is we bridge Indian visual art forms to art lovers around the world. Untapped, unstructured. We started as a community. We are the leading art tech company. Best top-notch artist, Padma Shris and national award-winning artist across India on one platform. The simple problem statement, Indian art, no awareness. One use case and multiple solutions for learning, for leisure, for buying. If you see today, Indian art is so unaware that every year we have almost 9 lakh art students. We have almost 1.5 crore hobby artists in India who don't exactly have the right content, the right platform to connect with artists. And creative learning is on the rise. We are talking about the current generation, millennials and Gen Z, who are looking for experiences and not products. Over the last 2 years, what we did is we started with onboarding and creating a supply. We started hosting workshops, and we got the best artists. So on our app today, one can consume information about all the art forms. They can connect with artists. They can consume workshops. And we have certified Maestro courses. In the last 2 years, we've worked with 60 Indian embassies, 100 corporates for employee engagement experiences, 110 lakh art lovers who have consumed our experiences. Last 2 months back, we had a version 2. In our version 2, people can consume courses which are certified. On my left is one of the kit which one attendee gets when they consume. So this is a Pichwai kit. It has everything. Just to give you some sense, onboarded 1,200 host artists. All, you talk about any state, we have an art form, we have the master artist. Yeah, this is how we started. We started with a community, simple use case, connecting passion and interest. We did a prototype with a brand, Rajasthan Studio in Rajasthan, connected art and travel. The pandemic hit us, travel stopped, realized that the adaptability is so nice to learn art virtually. Today, 20% of our audience are overseas.
Karthik, let's open for Q&A and
Yeah,
we
sure.
can continue with the pitch. Any questions and answers? Questions from the investors?
To make art for learning, leisure, and investing. Art also as an asset class. Yeah, so currently we have primarily 2 streams of revenue. We do a lot of workshops on a daily. We have 30 to 40 workshops daily. So anyone who's an art lover can consume a workshop. If they like, they can take a subscription on the app. So we have weekly, monthly, and yearly subscriptions. For people who are really serious and they want to delve deep dive, so we have like around 6 to 7 TGs we target, and we have created a holistic solution, a Maestro course, and we work with our artists on royalties. So, exclusively with us. So that's one, getting courses and, making revenue out of it. Over the last 2 years, to try these use cases, a lot of our revenue came from B2B. So we did a lot of workshops for corporates, for employee engagement, for a lot of schools and institutions. And we've also integrated art into engagement. So we have a lot of employee engagement programs with leading corporates in the world. We clocked 75 lakhs, yeah. So our version 2 launched in April. So far, we've just clocked around 25 in the last 2 months. We have around 230 active subscriptions, and we have 60 takers of the Maestro course so far. For subscriptions, since it's been like 3 months, we've had approximately 40-50 people. Basically, the cohort is, active community people who are in the same group. For them, it's also just not consuming art, it's also networking and meeting new people. So our idea is basically, we want to create engagement right now. And if you look at our courses, we have a great margin there. And the next step, if you look at the app, we have a section called Inspire Me, where what we've done is we've collected all the art forms. We've created audio books of like 25 seconds or 30 seconds where people consume art. And in a couple of months, we're starting e-com purely of artworks of the Maestro artist. So I think that's where the great margin is. And we want to create a purely like a place where people can consume, buy, list their art, and also trade art. Yeah, so we focus every year, we do a lot of stuff and innovate. We have a concept, if you check out, Fad Se Pad. Fad is an art form of Rajasthan. We integrated this with 150 schools. We have, if I have a video, I'd just quickly play for it. I don't have it right now, but yes. So 150, what we did, I'll tell you, Fad is a scroll painting, and we integrated this in education, 6th, 7th, 8th students of 40 schools of Delhi, 20 schools of Jaipur, 10 schools of Bombay. We integrated chapters of subjects where they could paint and draw, and a lot of, these students buy our courses, and they are connected on the platform. We've explored, in fact, one of the, so not now, but almost when we started, but we never connected with the tokenomics, so we were a little out of that. But we are still active because we have artists who are very active on the NFT space. We've also, we have artists who've done digital art on OpenSea, Rarible, and all the platforms. But we want to focus on like Indian art forms, the traditional and the tribal art forms. So NFT is just an add-on, when we think there's a right ecosystem for and there's a right tokenomics for it, then for sure. Absolutely. I was at the Art Basel, and so the idea is also we want to sustain. See, when I look at the sector, I look at the next 20 years. And I feel that if anyone buys an NFT, who's he going to sell or she's going to sell to? That's also very important. Sorry. So master artist, 160 artists. We're just going to launch miniature painting. We have 18 Maharathis of Rajputana miniature, and all exclusive.
Any other questions? Thank you, Karthik. We'll invite the next pitch.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
I've practiced for 3.5 minutes that way. Am I audible? Good afternoon. I'm Prashant Gupta. I'm chartered accountant by qualification and entrepreneur by passion. I'm the CEO and co-founder at Firmway. Basically, we are a team of chartered accountants, and we have created India's first AI and ML-based reconciliation platform, which can automate reconciliation with the customers and vendors, boosting the net profits by up to 10%. So it's a standard fact that Indian businesses are losing almost around 10% of their net profits when it comes to revenue leakages. So it can go, there are many leakages which happens in terms of bad debts, write-offs, long collection cycle, increased working capital, GST differences, tax differences, vendor payments not being made on timely basis, duplicate payments, etc. And the list will keep on and on. So so the definite solution to this is that if we are able to reconcile our balances with all our customers and vendors on monthly or a quarterly basis, all these problem statements can be identified at much earlier and can be resolved or saved that way. But the entire problem statement here is it's a very time consuming activity. For example, if you have 3,000 parties, it's a 200 crore turnover company dealing with 3,000 parties, it will take almost around 2 mandates per party, which is around 6,000 mandates, which is almost around 24 full-time finance employees, which is almost around 1.5 crores of cost. So that is something which we are looking at as of now as a big time-consuming activity coming with a big cost. Maybe the cost and benefit analysis would not fit in. That's where Firmway comes in. What we have built is a completely touchless reconciliation platform, which can not only just take the data from your ERP, reach out to all the parties on emails and SMS, collect the ledgers from these parties automatically, reconcile it using AI, and do it at a much faster speed, better results, and give you an exception list that these are the entries which are either missing in your books or missing in the party books. So that's how the solution can give a lot of benefits directly, where you don't have to spend days and days as a CFO to identify where are my entries which are missing. The impact which we are able to create in this is we were able to reduce the collection cycle of SOA from 90 days to 15 days. The second impact we were able to create is we were able to increase the response rate from 25% to 50% from the parties. The third is where you used to spend on an average 8 hours per reconciliation, we are able to reduce it to 1 minute per reconciliation. And so that is how the cost which companies were spending was around 4,200 per reconciliation, which we are able to bring down to 300 reconciliation. Almost 90% saving is what we see over here in terms of automation. So these are a couple of brands we have already implemented this solution with. So it is a sector agnostic problem. So Asian Paints, HIL, CK Birla Group, Mahindra Group, and multiple other companies we have implemented. Couple of CA firms also we have implemented. So we have clocked in a revenue of 1 crore 60 lakhs last year. We have been working with more than 150 plus paid customers. We had done a seed round of around 75 lakhs with 19 CFOs and audit partners, with a pre-money valuation of 6 crores. So we have couple of solution use cases, like in confirmation, we have balance confirmation, audit confirmation, MSME confirmation. In reconciliation, we automate ledger reco, GST reco, 26AS reco, and so forth. So quickly, in terms of team, basically we are a team of 3 chartered accountants and 1 software engineer, coming from, good organizations like KPMGs and Mahajan and IBRA. So, and we have been mentored by Mr. N. Jayendran and Mr. Krupal Solanki. And we have an advisory board of 2 people, so Mr. Jignesh Kenia and Mr. Rudbal Doshi. So where we have been mentored by them, and with their experience, it helps us at every stage of our journey. And these are some of set of our esteemed investors. So again, these are CAs, either these are audit partners of Big Fours or large CA firms. And lastly, these are the set of investors. And in terms of round, we are asking 1.5 crores, out of which already 80 lakhs we have received as money in the bank, and the rest we are open for a commitment of around 70 lakhs for the current discussion. Thank you.
Any questions from the investors?
Yes, with SAP, Oracle, Navision, Zoho, QuickBooks. Yes. So it can basically integrate and automate all these functions. Yes, so basically it can integrate, take the data of all your customers, vendors, their closing balance, ledgers, reach out to the parties. So that is an API integration through which we can pull the data, or through SFTP, we can make it automated. So every month and every quarter end, you can select the top parties or all the parties, send a request, collect the data, reconcile it, and give you an analysis that these are, say, debit note rate by your customers you are not aware of, or these are invoices which are pending, vendor invoices for more than 30 days, or these are, say, the TDS differences, etc. So no need of manually reconciling one by one these ledgers and identifying the differences. So it's a SaaS pricing. So say 500 per reconciliation, or so they pick up a volume. I want to do. I have 1,000 parties. The software will cost them roughly around 3 lakhs rupees, where they can automate this for the entire year. Annually, subscription fees is that way. Yes, that is also part of it. Yes. Yes. So it can handle large volumes also. So we have also, so these are 3 reconciliation we have already in place. But then we have like e-payment gateway RECO, e-commerce reconciliation, where you have crores of entries and where it can handle these huge volumes. So in fact, with ONDC also we are in touch with them, wherein how we can automate payment reconciliations for all the vendors, suppliers they are onboarding. So this is majorly in terms of increasing the version of current reconciliation. So we are making it more touchless, like where without any human intervention, it can do the entire RECO on its own. Then further, there are multiple use cases, like I said, which we are developing. So it can then also do bank reconciliation, e-commerce reconciliation, or payment gateway RECO to identify. So with one of the large retail chain also, they have a huge volume of 5 crores entries per day of transactions. So we are trying to build an entire vendor reconciliation and supplier reconciliation for them. So, so it's a SaaS-based solution. So in terms of the actual variable cost would be way less, but then the entire overheads and all those things will come in the play. Apart from that, 90-95% you can say is the gross margin. So last year we were EBITDA break-even that way. So this year we are looking for further expansion in marketing and sales. So, but we would be somewhere around break-even. So we did the last round at around, it is linked to again the future round. So if you see 30 crores is the maximum cap we are kept for the last round. So it is either 1.5% discount or 15% flat, whichever is higher, with a maximum cap of 30 crores. So ours is more.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rupak Garg and I am an MBA from IIM Calcutta with over 20 years of relevant work experience. I would like to present to you the world's first integrated platform dedicated to jewelry segment, an industry worth over $800 billion. And as we all know, the fragmented jewelry segment is something that we have been witnessing from past ancient histories as well. It complies with, we are the first one to bring about an elevation connecting the manufacturers and the retailers at one place, wherein we try to elevate all the pain points connected and rampant within the industry. Coming down to the manufacturers, we, on the either side of the things, like for manufacturers and the retailers, there are many vertical problems that each and every phase has. The manufacturers' main problem being huge and exorbitant marketing costs, traveling with the real inventory and meeting out to the respective retailers, containing huge amount of retail risk and everything. And moreover, the photography solutions that the manufacturers have currently is not currently as easy as with any other product within any sort of online platform industry. And when it comes down to the retailers, these problems expand much more beyond the manufacturers because they have multiple guidelines as mandated by the government in terms of certifications, reaching out to the manufacturers, MOQ and various levels, including the intermediary services and many sorts of reach in terms of dedication to the various manufacturers and in terms of limitations of the designs that they can come across. Now, jewelry is one of the Zulay is the one platform that wherein we try to elevate all the pain points imbibed within the industry with many value-added features. How we are helping out the manufacturers is we are giving them a digital space wherein they can completely involve their own digital inventory with the latest of the designs, reach out to the maximum of the retailers on and across the Indian diaspora and the global reachability. We are giving them a one-stop solution for assured payment systems, which obviously is a hazard to any of the industry within the Indian diaspora. As far as the retailers are concerned, we are one of the best platform wherein they can connect to various manufacturers at one point of time without any standard opportunities getting into minimum order quantity. We have actually eliminated all the intermediary costs that were exactly a part and parcel of the industry, incurring to about more than 2% of all the costs that they were incurring. Secondly, we have given them a one-stop solution with all the certifications as mandated by the government under one roof without any hassles of supplying the raw materials and other form of procurement details, going into the details of the product and everything. So each and everything is detailed over there on the platform itself, where they can even customize the product according to the needs and choice of the retail customers that they are currently catering to.
30
We have also
seconds.
provided
30 seconds.
we are also providing them with a dual layer protection, and the industry is expected to grow at a pace of more than 11%. Starting with diamond jewelry, we now have gold jewelry also in the segment from 1st of April, post which we have seen a 300% increase in the transactions and the inquiries. Our main revenue model basically comprises of commission that we charge on different formats of jewelry, say 2% on gold jewelry, 5% on diamond jewelry, and as and how they layered the product is, the commission rates differ from that. From a journey starting from 11th of August 2021 till date, we have clocked a revenue of more than 2.5 crores, and we have some of the finest manufacturers across India on board with our company, more than 229 retailers, and we are currently serving more than 72,000 pin codes across India. The global platform, a new dedicated platform, will soon be launched by the first week of August itself, which put much more capitalization into the vendor capital management systems and automations. We are already break even, and we have a profit of more than 3% in last year itself, 2022 and 23. There are many other platforms, but none of them are currently into the B2B segment and various other models that we are currently looking forward to. Our ask is approximately 1.5 CR at a 10% equity dilution with a pre-money valuation of 13.5 and post-money valuation of 15 CR, out of which most of the funds are to be utilized in sales and marketing. From 1.5 CR, that is the asking money, we have already received a soft commitment of 65 lakh rupees from two of the investors from Dubai. The rest money we are still to raise upon. And our expansion plan comprises of mainly from tier 2, tier 3 and tier 4 cities. So starting from Jharkhand and quite in relevant phases, we shall be looking out towards all the other states in the next 1.5 to 2 years. Just one thing. In the international segment also, we will be going ahead firstly with UAE because it is the prime market for Polki divisions. We have our upcoming office at Jaipur, then lab-grown diamonds in the US. Also, some of the finest manufacturers from Turkey, namely Sumura, Belbak, which are from the foremost manufacturers, have also joined hands with our company. And post 1st of August, they shall also be a part and parcel of the industry. Thank you.
I will open for Q&A.
1.5?
Overall 2.5 crores you earn, right, over a period of 2 years?
Yes, that is GMV, not revenue. Yes.
So tell me one thing, I think buying the jewelry is more of a customer-centered product. So generally it adds to the cost of the customer, whatever commission that you charge. Apart from, because right now the hallmark in place, so everyone get a surety that this much of gold percent is there. Let's take an example of gold. So if the hallmark is there, making charges is there, over and above your commission is also there, then that's what I just want to understand, how you able to take a market out there.
So it is basically depending upon economies of scale that we are currently catering to. And firstly, I would like to reiterate that we are 100% B2B oriented company, wherein we are trying to connect the manufacturers to the retailers. So each and every manufacturer has very many problems concerning to reaching out to the many retailers across India. So they are probably more inclined traveling to tier 1 and tier 2 cities because it entails a huge amount of risk in terms of traveling with the real inventory that they are going through.
How you manage that?
So we are giving them a digital platform to showcase their inventory. We have our dedicated team of
But
professionals.
still the travel problem doesn't solve, right? The gold has to move from one place to another.
So we have dedicated corporate contract with BBC and Sequel, wherein we have also reduced the courier charges, which were earlier through an Angadiya services, which was charged at 1,500 rupees per lakh for a travel to and from movement of goods, which has now been reduced to 350 rupees per 2 lakh rupees, with an insured parcel being delivered from anywhere across in India to any place.
That is the same way CAMS has been doing, right?
Pardon?
CAMS is also doing the same thing, right?
So
Collecting
we
gold
have
from one
our
place to another.
partnership with BBC and Sequel. Right now we are also going ahead with Axe also, which is also giving us pretty much rate. So we have reduced that problem also by more than 80%. We have reduced that travel charges also by more than 80%.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
So we have the next pitch from Saurabh Agarwal, Coin Gabbar.
Good evening, everyone. I am Sudeep Saxena, co-founder of CoinGabbar.com. So when we are basically from the chartered accountancy background, and research was a natural inclination. So the first thing that happened is, having 20 years of experience in the financial research, the natural avenue was not to go for a stiff competition, which is stock market analysis. We went for a lesser and more relevant market, that is the crypto market analysis. So if we talk about the market exactly, the crypto market spans across around 320 million users in the world. And if we talk about the basic problem that is pertinent to the crypto world, the first problem is community. So be it investors, be it projects, be it the influencers, be it the developers, everybody is looking for one common thing, that is community. Everybody needs that. And that is exactly the problem that CoinGabbar is trying to solve. So we are onboarding community by various measures, like we are providing news, we are providing information, we are providing analysis. If we talk about the fundamental analysis, we are one of the only few platforms in the world doing fundamental analysis of crypto assets, the technical analysis, supplying news in English and vernacular also in Hindi, which we are the only ones in the world doing that. Apart from that, there are other features like people who just want to try their hand at crypto can do demo trading here. They can play prediction games, they can have discussion. A portfolio integration is a unique feature that we are offering. So these are all the contents by which what we are offering is we are building a community. So the user stickiness, if we talk about, comes to the sense that we are having various, I think I missed. So the basic stats to the website is we are having more than 4.5 minutes of traction on the website with every user. When he comes, he spends around 4.5 minutes with 25 pages plus search on the portal, which is like massive by any global standard. Also, we are having a bounce rate of less than 3%, which gives us an edge of acquiring a community at a very rapid pace. We already have an onboarded user base of around 130K users with more than 70,000 app downloads. And telling you, sir, this is just a 6 months old launch product. So with this, we have achieved this. Now, if we talk about the projects, the basic problem with the crypto market is the projects are not able to onboard community by any other means. So they are looking for a dedicated crypto community. And that is why most of the crypto projects come to us for solution. If we talk about the traction, we are having a 3 million plus traction on the website every month. In this, around 18% is coming from India and rest of the traction is from US, Europe, the Caribbean, the Southeast Asian market. So we are basically a global player having traction for more than 60 plus countries across the globe. That makes us a global player. In terms of traction, we are already number 1 in India. We can rank ourselves somewhere close to top 15 in the world in this particular stream. That is what CoinGabbar is. If we talk about the funds, we are utilizing the product is already there. We are in an early stage revenue, and we are basically looking for funds to expand our space. And one question that I want to leave this presentation with is that this is the bear market running. So when we are talking about this kind of growth in 6 months, at the customer base and app download like this and attraction like this in the bear market, just imagine the potential when the bull market hits, what kind of the traction, what kind of growth this product will be having. Thank you.
Any questions from the investors?
Right now, we are only in the customer onboarding stage, although we are having revenue without an effort, if we can say, of the monetization of the customers of somewhere close to $5,000 per month. But this is a very early stage, and we are pushing our efforts only to onboard the community. So all the services on the customer part is free, and the business parts we are charging to. This is the ad monetization we are talking about. But once we grow in the terms of community in multiples, definitely this revenue will increase manyfold. And for increase in the community, we don't have to increase the base cost that we are having right now. The only cost will be the marketing cost that we are spending, and the customer base will instantly start accruing revenues for us.
The government is not allowing us to invest openly in the digital assets and all. How are you going to tackle that thing?
Sir, I'm sorry to correct you, but this is a myth. There are exchanges which are having licenses to operate in India, so trading is open. Obviously, the problem is that the government is having right now is they are allowing blockchain. They are not allowing crypto to be a free flow medium for money inside and outside India. Uncharted transactions inside and outside India in terms of funds is something government is concerned about. Traction is there. Trading is happening, CoinDCX, WazirX, Sun Crypto, Geotas. Of course, sir, they have done. Even we have put our headquarters to Dubai. And what we can safely mention is that we are not just an Indian player. Only 18% of the traffic is coming from India. The dominant traffic, that is 82% if we talk about, is global, from more than 60 plus countries. So we are basically a global player. And second most important thing is that we are an information marketplace. So we are least bothered about the regulations coming in any part because we are not into crosshairs with the government in any way possible. We are just providing information and research, which to some extent we are solving the problem of regulators by educating the masses. A very important product is the Gabbar University that we are about to launch in the next phase, maybe in a week or two. In this, we will just be educating the early onboarders about what crypto world is actually there. So we are trying to give this black and white, a gray shade in between where people can actually understand, learn crypto, and can onboard this blockchain technology. That is what we are also trying to do.
You mentioned blockchain is being used, but blockchain is a technology, rightly you say.
Yes.
Crypto is a currency. Okay.
Yeah.
It is on the blockchain model. So it is considered as an asset class. And you may target the underdeveloped countries, but since India has developed e-rupee on the blockchain again, so it will be very difficult in India.
So blockchain is a technology. Government is obviously promoting that at a lot of platforms. If we talk about crypto, crypto is the fuel that runs the technology. Blockchain being a decentralized platform, not able to generate equity on its own. So we can consider crypto to be the equity or the fuel to blockchain technology that is there. Indian government is not against crypto. First of all, it is against uncharted transactions of crypto from one place to another. Uncharted, I'm saying untracked. That is why Indian government under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi and Honorable Nirmala Sitharamanji has been saying that we want global regulations. Some transaction system like SWIFT, in which if a transaction is made from one country to another, it can be tracked, that it is not an illegal transaction for maybe an arms deal or a drugs deal or something. That is the only concern. Government is promoting blockchain. Government is a bit concerned about the transactions of crypto, but not about crypto at all, sir. So obviously the the existence of exchanges and the licenses, FIU licenses they are getting from the government, the ED themselves. This is showing that the government is serious about bringing crypto. Second thing, most important, is that India is the technology hub of the world. So in the times to come, when, I have been to Dubai a number of times and I move across different parts of the world, 70% of the development in the crypto is happening, it is done by Indians. So India is going to take a center stage and definitely government doesn't want to leave that.
Anything you'd like to add?
No, I think that's about it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for patient listening.
The next pitch is from Bullspree. We have Mr. Dharmal with us.
Co-founder of Bullspree. We are building one of the biggest and the most exciting experiential learning platform in the world of stock market. Why Bullspree? Bullspree is a very special to all the founders. And if we just go beyond, it has been seen that in India, less than 4% is the overall active participation in the world of stock market compared to US and Europe, where the participation is beyond 50%. Why is this so? What is exactly preventing India to be an active investing as a population? Well, even today, Indians look stock market as a black box. There is a very low literacy in the world of stock market, and that's where they put their risk aside and focus on the fixed assets like fixed deposits and gold. Well, this should not be the reason to prevent India to democratize the way India understands stock. And what is the best way is by providing an experiential learning platform that makes young millennials and the investors, which are going to be the tomorrow's confident traders and investors. Here, we are presenting Bullspree. At Bullspree, we have experiential learning platform that, with a unique approach of gamification, makes millennials confident for tomorrow's trading and investment. We have exciting gameplays that are backed by research, and also we have curated bite-sized videos that makes you understand the complexities of the world of stock market in a very immersive and engaging manner. If we want to see the landscape of the industry, if I just put a charter between skill-based gaming and financial market ecosystem, Bullspree is way ahead in its time, competing with the likes of 3 Dots, StockGrow. However, the dynamics shows very differently. We are basically, as per Traxon, we are the #1 market leader in the industry that we operate. We have more than 21% of the overall market share. In terms of our active users, we are 8x better than our existing competitors. And this is where we are very proud to share that with you, that we will be also engaging few more gameplays in upcoming 2 to 3 weeks. Bullspree, since its inception, so we launched our product in the month of February. February 2022, the product got launched. In the month of February itself, we made a transactions of 3 lakhs. Our revenue was just 50,000, and our average revenue per paying user was just 21 rupees. From February 2022 to March 2023, there has been an explosive growth journey for Bullspree. In fact, in the month of March 2023 itself, we clocked our overall transactions of 2.3 crores, our revenue clocked 60 lakhs, and our average revenue per paying user grew to 321 rupees. This shows the potential and the virality ingrained in the product itself. In terms of our total revenue that we clocked in the last financial year, over a transactions of 13 crore, we made a revenue of 2.5 crores. Our month-on-month growth has been phenomenal. 50% at least we have been achieving. Our week 4 retention, which is a key metrics for the consumer internet business that we operate, is beyond 32% compared to the established players where the percentage is less than 15%. Our monthly active users are more than 80,000.
We'll open for Q&A.
Yeah. In the journey of an experiential learning, we are looking to raise 10.5 crore in total. We have already a lead firm commitment of 6 crore. We are just remaining with the remaining 4.5 crores. Looking forward to interact. At a pre-money valuation of 63 crores.
So you are just an app like a Dream11 where you can, I can form as strategy how market is gonna there and you collect revenue from per customer and you take commission on it.
So the revenue model is this. Yeah, the revenue model is the same. Just a slight other tangent that we are building. It's not just about the Dream11 of stock market. We are having multiple gameplays. With the gameplays, we have learning courses in a very bite-sized content curate. And we have multiple gameplays to offer in the world of stock market.
The larger vision really is to create a financial market ecosystem, wherein this is one of the gameplays we have started with, and going forward, we have 4 more gameplays in the pipeline.
You have 3 investor round, right? So can you give me the name of the investor and also the valuation at what happened that you raised?
The first round we raised was from Dineout Founders, which is now acquired by Swiggy,
12 crore valuation, and we raised around 2 crore rupees.
It was in the month of September 2020. September. Then after that, we raised a significant round of $1 million. That was last year, September 2021. And this financial year, we are looking to raise a total of 10.5 crores. So that 1 million was at a valuation of 51 crores last. So last round was at 51 crores. September 22. So right now, when we launched our application in the month of February 2022, our CAC was roughly around 286. At this stage, our CAC is 90 rupees.
So one at the last is Mr. Bobby Chandoke. He's the senior partner at Luthra & Luthra, one of the leading law firms in India. Beside him is Mr. Manas Chadda. He's the managing director at Lighthouse Canton. So they were our angel investors in the first round. And then we have Mr. Sahil Jain, who is the co-founder of Dineout. Along with him, Mr. Ankit Mehrotra. He has also invested. First, we have Mr. Karan Bhagat, who is the IFL Wealth CEO.
Any other questions from the investors? So what is the dilution so far?
So the founders and the promoters hold 60% in total. So
40% has been.
Yes.
We were also in Shark Tank India season 2. That gave us pretty good boost in terms of numbers and all that.
A little bit of background about us. A little bit background about myself. Before Bullspree, I worked with Infibeam in CEO's office role, working closely with Mr. Vishal Mehta in building e-commerce scalable product for brands like Amul and Adani Wilmar. I have along with me Divyansh Mathur, who is from IIT Delhi. Divyansh has been ex-entrepreneur before joining Bullspree. Terrific experience in the world of technology. And the third co-founder is Harsh Dhanawat, who's a chartered accountant. He has worked with private equity and hedge funds based out of Silicon Valley.
Thank you, Dharmal.
Thank you so much. Looking forward.
The next pitch is from Pre-Own by Alok Parmar.
हाय वेरी गुड इवनिंग आई थिंक मैडम ने मेरे कंपनी का नाम थोड़ा चेंज कर दिया माई कंपनी इज कॉल्ड ओल्ड सोल्ड बट द टैग लाइन इज बाय प्री ओन्ड बेफिकर आई थिंक द मस्ट हैव बीन सम टाइपिंग एरर समवेयर सो तो हमने कई सारे पिचेस देखे लॉट ऑफ देम वर अराउंड यू नो ग्रेट थिंग्स लाइक stock market, fintech, and everything. But all of these guys are launching apps. I'm giving them something with which they can use their apps. So we are in the business of selling mobile phones, pre-owned mobile phones and refurbished mobile phones. So since madam said pre-owned, let's begin with pre-owned itself. So some fun fact, but coming to my core business as old sold, हम क्या करते हैं? हम जूने mobile phones खरीदते हैं in very simple terms. We repair them, refurbish them, and then we sell them across the country. Our idea is that how can we take mobile phones to every corner of the world, every corner of India? Like I said in my first slide, only 55% of the phones in India are smart, so everything else is yet to become smart. So what are they using? They are all using keypad mobile phones. So हम सब आगे हैं, maybe 3310 का जमाना अभी भी चल रहा है, so that becomes a big opportunity for us. हिंदुस्तान में करीबन 100 करोड़ लोग हैं सब, 100 करोड़ लोग अगर हर 2 साल में फ़ोन बदली करते हैं, let's take 3 years for a crude calculation, 3 साल में फ़ोन बदली करेंगे तो करीबन 33 करोड़ फ़ोन हर साल आते हैं आपके पास में. And out of these 33 crore phones, let's take a rough number of saying 50% have an exchange value. That makes it about 15 crore phones. And even at a notional value of about 2,500 rupees, it's a $5 billion market, which we are trying to be in. And the best part is that all of this market exists and it is something which is driven in completely cash. Black money बोल लीजिए आप उस industry में है. And we are here trying to organize this market. It is expected to grow at 16% and get to about $11 billion. So what do? We have been in this business for a while and we have 3 major channels of selling. B2B, which is where we sell to bulk dealers, wholesalers who further give it to our channel, which is retailers. So we do B2B, then we do B2R, and then we do B2C directly. All of this, our effort has gone into making sure that we make processes that are highly scalable and tech-driven. And in the coming few years, we are also wanting to venture into grading as a service. We want to provide retailers ways that they can sell their products faster. And most importantly, leasing, that is because material is already with us, we can possibly look at more channels of growing. So what have we done till now? We have cumulatively have a turnover of over 100 crores. We have dealt in over 2.5 lakh devices till now. And this is something that makes us really proud and that keeps us motivating. 2.5 lakh devices roughly total to about 18,000 tons of carbon, which is close to about 30,000 trees being saved with our effort. While it is very small in what can be done, but at scale, this becomes even more meaningful. So that is where our core interest and that gives us a lot of energy to continue doing what we are. A lot of people like us because we have been here trying to do these things. Time is short, so I will take you further. Me and Mr. Mukesh have been running this. I take care of operations, technology, and purchases, and all the other functions are with Mukesh Bhai. And this is somewhere where I would like to spend some time till Madam gives me a buzzer again. So what have we been building for the past few years? Our bulk selling app, which essentially drives all the transactions that have been routed on our website. We have a very deep need for making an ERP because the product type is such where we needed to develop our own operations, do very, very core things, right from warehouse management to financial management to even purchases and everything around it. So we have our own in-house tech. And this is what is going to help us scale in the next few years. So we are at a scale where we can add one more old sold in the coming few years every year.
We'll open for questions.
Okay. And
any questions from the investors?
Yeah. Yes, like I mentioned over here in my slide earlier, we are all people in the same boat. I have mentioned Cashify over here. Yes, they are the leaders in our segment, but the way they are looking at the problem is slightly different than we are. They are into C2B, where they procure from end customers and then resell it to end customers. They are into store opening formats. So they have their own retail stores across the country. So they are taking an approach which says that buy and sell everything by themselves. We are taking an approach where we procure and along with our channel partners who are already there. उनके साथ में हम बेचना चाहते हैं। तो जैसे मैंने आपको बताया $5 बिलियन की ट्रेड ऑलरेडी हो रही है, तो हम उनको अनेबल करने का काम कर रहे हैं, rather than trying to create something from scratch or zero like Cashify is doing. No, we have our operation set in Bombay. We do it completely via Bombay. So that's what we are doing. And we have a few collection points across the country. But to answer your question, it is centralized.
It's a very capital intensive business. If you go through the numbers and everything.
It's capital intensive if you go through numbers.
Like you want to first purchase the phones and then you don't know when it will be sold and all those. The inventory can be clocked back.
No, sir, but I know exactly it can be sold in 30 days. That is why I put money on the table. So it is not very capital intensive. I'll tell you, it is very, very fast moving. What happens is you need to keep inventory for close to about 30 to 45 days because उसमें आना जाना और working capital का पूरा काम हो जाता है उसके अंदर. It's not very capital intensive in terms of other investments. आपको मतलब hard assets नहीं लगती हैं except for stock. There is nothing much needed. But yes, there are ways as the market matures, you can even move away from inventory, and there are various things around that. But currently, it is an inventory focused business because you need to get the customer trust. So between trust and cost, we chose trust because that is a real gap. अगर मैं आपको एक सही phone नहीं दे पाऊंगा आपके पास में, तो you might never trust me ever again. We are close to blocking working capital about 45 days, mota moti. That's the inventory. My capital turns pretty fast. So we have, अगर मेरे को मतलब 20 करोड़ का काम करने के लिए 2-3 करोड़ रुपए लगते हैं. That's how it is. Yeah. But that's a cycle that we can turn. I will just come back to you. Sorry, sir. You asked me for an average price. I'll come back. You are asking, sorry, something. Okay. Right now we are in the average of about 5,000 to 7,000 rupees. That's where the average is. Where we have other segments which is untapped, which is between 15 and 30, and then 30 plus. But India's average of new phones is close to about 15,000 rupees. So the average effectively for the market is close to about 8,000 rupees. And we are currently at about 5,000 to 6,000.
Can you walk me through the process, as in if how a person approaches you from a perspective of selling a phone, and then how do you what are your areas where you open up for people to sell?
Perfect. That's a very good question. Okay, since the buzzer is there, I'll quickly tell you. So हमारे पास में
I'm sorry to interrupt. And one more question: how are you planning on to sustaining competition like Amazon? They also provide the same service of refurbishing old phones, exchange with the exchange value when they're buying new phones.
So let me take the second part first. Amazon is not competition. Amazon is friends with us. So we buy a lot of material from Amazon. So we are very, very core channel partners for Amazon and Flipkart on that bit. And we also supply to them. So that's where the competition bit of Amazon is. And for how have we been doing this? Fortunately, we have spent 0 rupees on marketing till now. Everything is in-house, has been word of mouth. Because that's so much of demand for this kind of product. Essentially, the customer comes to me directly where I'm trading with B2B or B2C through our website, through our through word of mouth and everything else. So people call us, WhatsApp us, and everything. So that's how on the bit of buying happens. On the bit of selling, we are tied up with large retailers, like I told you, like Amazon, Flipkart, Chroma, Vijay Sales. A lot of these guys also supply material. There are corporates who supply material, and then there are individuals who give material. So procuring from these guys, repairing, refurbishing, grading, and then selling it again on the other side.
Any other questions?
What are your revenues not including the GMP?
मैं मतलब मोबाइल खरीदता हूँ तो मेरे लिए तो GM मतलब is revenues. Gross margin. The gross margins are anywhere between 8 to about 12%.
I think that's it. Thanks, Alok.
Good evening. I am Dhananjayan, representing Transform Automations Bangalore, and we are a SaaS product company engaged in audit automation. Currently, we have a product, Ashuri AI, which is entirely chartered accountant firms for automating their audits. See, the problem we try to solve is twofold. So the first one is for MSMEs. So the MSMEs lack information for taking timely decisions based on data. So that is a perennial problem. I come from a Mofussil town, Tirupur, so where we see this problem day in and day out. So the next problem is for professionals who find they are catching up the heat because of so much of regulatory oversight that is being thrust on them, and also with government investing heavily on technology as far as tax administration is concerned, while the chartered accountants are still wedded to age-old and disparate tools which are outdated. So the solution is to provide a end-to-end connected bookkeeping, compliance and audit ecosystem, where every stakeholder in this SMB ecosystem stay connected always. So that is our vision. And as a GTM strategy, so after studying so many accounting and other tools which are in India, and also QuickBooks, who has come to India 10 years back and which has recently left India, so we found that targeting the market through directly to the MSME is not going to work. So we need to tap the market through the trusted advisory route, which is the chartered accountant and tax professionals. That is why we started solving the problem of the chartered accountants first. So our ultimate vision is to let the world of SMBs learn from its data and take data-driven decisions. So and currently, and the market size is huge. Both audit automation and accounting software both are growing at a very rapid pace. And as a strategy, as I told, we start from automating or solving the critical pain points for the influencers, probably a boot on the ground people who are the chartered accountants and tax professionals, and with whom we always get connectivity with hundreds of MSMEs. That is the network effect which we try to build, where once we onboard one, in our SaaS product, audit automation, once we onboard one chartered accountant, we get connectivity with 200 SMB customers. So that is how even now we have some 80-odd chartered accountancy firms which are using, where we have 5,000 plus SMBs on the portal. So that currently we are not providing any significant value for the SMBs. The product is used, SMBs are connected only to communicate with the chartered accountants for the purpose of audit. So and while we scale up our audit automation tool, we are just working on developing a beta version for the bookkeeping solution. So the idea is to provide connectivity. So there are tools for every problem that is available in the market. The problem is the gap is on providing a connected, end-to-end connected solution. So that is the problem which we try to solve. And we have launched the product, and some 17 months back we launched the product, and last year we clocked some 25 lakhs turnover with around 70% renewals, and MRR currently we have 2.5 lakh at a CAC of 22%. So these are our numbers, and we have not invested heavily in marketing and all. So with minimum investment, our target is currently only the chartered accountants with whom we reach out to the customers. So and we have the competition in the audit space as well as the accounting space. So the competition that we have listed here, Tally is the major competitor obviously as far as bookkeeping solution is concerned. So as I told, the strategy is to create and solve the problem for the influencers in the space. Through them we can reach out to the ultimate target, and we have 3 of our founding team are technical people with over 20 years experience each in working with leading technology companies, and I am handling the domain side of the product.
We'll open for Q&A.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm now open for questions.
You can just go ahead with the pitch.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to explain?
Yeah, so basically the idea was to reach out to the SMB. See, after studying the QuickBooks story, so why they have left India after investing millions and after billions of dollars, so they were unable to penetrate the Tally market because the Tally is the dominant player here. And we found the entrepreneur is not going to take a decision unless he is having the solid backing of the influencers who are the chartered accountants or tax consultants to whom they rely on. So if they have the confidence of these trusted advisors, naturally they will be able to switch over, because Tally is still a desktop application established in some C++ software, while the technology has moved so long. So that is the gap which we try to solve. But there are many bookkeeping solutions available, but the problem which we face is lack of connectivity between the tools, all operating in individual silos whereby there is great amount of inefficiency across the entire ecosystem. So that is the problem which we try to solve.
We have our last pitch for the day, Praveen Gaudru from Vimedo.
Myself, Praveen, founder and CEO at Vimedo. So Vimedo is India's most trusted emergency healthcare platform. So, see, I'm a biomedical engineer and I have done my master's in medical software. So back in 2014, after working in Philips, we started building softwares for hospitals. But an event changed the way that we are working. So 2016, where I had to face a medical emergency at my own family, where my sister had to go through a lot of pain. So that is when I realized there is a huge gap. You know, it's from a village, what is the kind of difficulty that people go through in order to get a tertiary care. So finding an ambulance, getting a right care. In that incident, I could remember, we changed the 3 hospital where we find difficult to change from hospital to hospital. That's a pain that we went through, and that's when I went back to my friends and convinced them to solve this problem. So 2016, we set up a technology platform to help people during medical emergency. It's not just my problem. So in India, there are more than 5 lakh plus emergencies that reports every single day, and 99% of the people don't have a clear answer. So due to confusion, due to helplessness, they tend to take a wrong decision. So all they need is somebody to assist them. All they need is somebody to handhold them during those medical emergency. So that's when we realized, there's a great need for this solution. We built a technology platform to help people during medical emergencies. So through this technology, a subscriber can, anybody can subscribe to Vimedo, create their family member's profile on them. And during emergency, all they have to do is through the platform, they reach our 24/7 assistance platform backed by emergency doctors. So in case of a minor emergency, the problem is just solved over the call. So we tend to cut down more than 50% of the hospital admissions. So, and in case of a mild emergency, through our first responder network, we are able to cater emergency care at home. And if in case of a critical emergency, we take them to the nearest facilitated hospital through our network of ambulances and hospitals. So in last 6 years, we were able to address more than 6 lakh plus people, and we have successfully assisted more than 2 lakh people. And with a network of over 2,500 ambulances and 500 plus hospitals, and currently with a registered users of 10,000 plus subscribers. And now, from last 1 month, we also have added a premium subscription on top of the platform, which is bringing a lot of audience and the subscribers with a value-added services on the platform. So with this, we were able to achieve what we want to do, but ultimately, as I said, the vision was not just to connect the dots. So vision was to see how intelligently we can use this data and add more value on the platform as an emergency healthcare platform in order to save time, save life for everybody across India. So that's what we are trying to do. And I'm open for the questions.
Any questions from the investors?
And to give you inputs about how we are growing, so it's the last 6 years, we are a bootstrapped organization. We haven't raised any external funding. So far, we've been profitably growing 40% year on year, and last year we stand at a revenue of 10 crore plus. And currently we are doing a monthly recurring revenue of over 90 lakh, in which a lot of these are recurring customer. And one interesting thing about our startup is because of our SEO results and organic spread across social media, so we are getting almost 70% of our inquiries completely organic. So that keeps us completely bootstrapped. And yes, of course, the reason that I'm here is, so it has just started. We have connected a larger dots, but as I said, it all started from a village. To solve this problem to a village level, we really need a large fund in order to build a better network infrastructure and take this solution to the grassroots level.
What is your ask and valuation?
Yeah, so currently, we are looking to raise 8 CR, pre-money with around 75 crore as an valuation. So last year, only with friends and family, we have raised a very small, decent fund. So we are looking to raise around 8 crore. So this is our business model. So premium subscription plus margins on bookings. So this is our traction. This is the kind of calls that we have attended, over the period of last 6 years. And this is, again, to show that the kind of calls that we have got is all over from India. These are some of the corporate customers that we work with. And this is our growth so far. And, and interestingly, we are in a very niche market, innovative market under digital healthcare platform. So this was few of our competitors. And we come as a holistic emergency healthcare platform. So this is our ask, and this is our founding team. So majority of them are college friends. Yeah.
Could you walk us through what part of your business is B2B and what part is B2C? Because you said 70% of your business comes organically.
So, see, the solution that we offer to corporates, like, you take any MNC companies, so as per their statutory requirements and also to handle their employee safety, they have to have these subscriptions for their employees. So, today about 50 to 60% of our revenue is coming from B2B because we are bootstrapped, we are focusing more on sustainability. But having said that, the aspiration is always through corporate, we are acquiring direct subscribers. So, we want to increase from 40% to 80% in the next 2 years from B2B to B2C.
So if I just split the 90 lakh revenue you do in a month, 60% is coming from B2B, is that correct?
Yes, it's roughly about 50 lakh is coming from B2B. In last 1 year, it was less than 20% coming from B2C. Slowly, we were able to take that to around 40-45% now.
And 90 lakh is your revenue, is 90 lakh
It's a revenue.
the amount
It's a
of
revenue.
services that you deliver?
It's a revenue.
So what's the total overall amount of services that you deliver in that 1 month? What's the quantum of services that are booked through your platform?
See, again, there are some B2B contracts, contractual in nature. So, but largely it is a B2C. So it's roughly about 1,500 to 2,000 tickets we sell per month.
No, I'm not sure. So 90 lakh is your revenue.
Yeah.
And the services that the consumers or the users of the platform consume, how much do they pay for those services?
So an average ticket size for B2C is close to about 4,500.
So that's 80, 90 lakhs is how
Yeah.
you're getting.
That's around 25, 26 lakh as of now.
No, you said your revenue is 90 lakhs a month. I'm still not sure. Is that your revenue or is that the revenue, is that the gross services that are sold on the platform?
No, it's our revenue. So the model that we work with, we have associate partners through subscription, through our vendor partners, we generate a revenue. So it's not a commission, to answer your question. So it's not a commission. So we have a model, lease model of some of these services. So we bill customers directly, and that's everything that I'm talking about is our revenue that actually we book.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
In case of emergencies, hi Aditya Jain this side.
Yeah.
In case of emergencies, the past history of the patient matters a lot. So how do you handle the documentation part and the history and the patient's history?
Well, so as I said, we work on a subscription model, right? So initially, majority of the critical data would be updated from a subscriber himself. But, so the service will be delivered through our ambulance partners or a hospital partner.
Who bears the responsibility for the quality of service?
Definitely. So, see, again, we don't work on an aggregator model. We work with a partnership model where we have a micro entrepreneurs and a kind of an SLA with each of the partners that we work with. And behind the scene, if you look at it, we have something called VMeadow Academy that's purely focused on the quality of the ambulances and the hospitals that we work with. So we filter out the kind of partners that we work with. To give you an example, let's say, in entire Bangalore, if there is a critical burn, so nobody could think that, everybody think that I can go to any hospital. But in precise, there are only 2 hospitals who can handle a critical burn. So that's a kind of, filtration that we have done at a hospital level so that, the kind of care that we deliver, so through our assistants will be significantly better than just choosing some random service provider. See, the value creation is the verification and the lot of background work with training that we have done over the period of last 5 years. Yeah.
Any other questions? No, I think that's front room. The room number is 205 for tomorrow's session. Same time, 2 to 5. And there are something like 15-20 pitches for even tomorrow. Thank you, all of you, for your participation, startups and investors.